Eliza lived in a quiet village. It was a place where nothing much happened. The most exciting place was the old library. It stood at the end of a lane almost hidden by overgrown vines. No one went there anymore. The villagers said it was abandoned. Eliza loved stories. She loved reading about faraway lands and magical creatures. One sunny afternoon, Eliza decided to explore the abandoned library. The wooden door creaked open as if it hadn't been touched in years. Dust covered the shelves and cobwebs hung from the ceiling. Eliza cautiously stepped inside. The air smelled musty, like old paper and forgotten dreams. She ran her fingers along the spines of the books. Each one seemed to whisper a silent invitation. As she walked deeper into the library, Eliza noticed a faint glow coming from the back corner. It seemed to shimmer and dance like fireflies in the moonlight. Curiosity bubbled inside Eliza. She had to see what was causing that magical light. With a deep breath, she walked towards the glow, her heart pounding with anticipation. This library held secrets. She could feel it, and Eliza was determined to uncover them. Eliza found a small, leather-bound book tucked away on the bottom shelf. It was the source of the enchanting light. The cover was worn, but as she touched it, the book pulsed with warmth. It felt alive in her hands. She traced the faded lettering on the cover. The book was titled The Book of Whispers. Intrigued, Eliza blew off the dust and carefully opened the book. The pages crinkled softly, as if whispering secrets to her. The words on the pages seemed to shimmer and shift, forming strange and beautiful patterns. They seemed to call her name. Eliza felt a strange pull towards the book, as if it were drawing her in. She knew this book was special, different from any she'd ever seen. This was no ordinary book, this was a book of magic. Determined to unlock its secrets, Eliza began to read aloud. The words felt strange on her tongue, like tasting a new flavor for the first time. As she read, the air around her shimmered. The library shelves seemed to melt away. Eliza found herself standing in a forest, bathed in golden sunlight. Towering trees reached towards the sky. Their leaves whispered secrets in the breeze. The air hummed with the sound of unseen creatures. Eliza had been transported into the pages of the book. She was in the whispering woods. The forest was more vibrant and alive than anything she had ever imagined. Flowers bloomed in every color imaginable. Strange and wonderful creatures peeked at her from behind the trees. A small, furry creature with wings fluttered past, leaving a trail of sparkling dust. Eliza couldn't believe her eyes. Everything felt so real, so tangible. It was as if she had stepped into one of her beloved storybooks. She realized then that the book was more than just stories. It held the key to a magical world hidden within its pages, and she, Eliza, had found it. As Eliza ventured deeper into the whispering woods, she noticed something amiss. The once vibrant colors seemed muted, as if a shadow had fallen over the land. The creatures she encountered looked sad and worried. They told her of a great sadness that had befallen the woods. The spirit of the woods who guarded the balance of nature had lost his voice. Without his songs, the woods were losing their magic and joy. The creatures were losing their homes. Eliza felt a pang of sympathy for the creatures of the whispering woods. She knew she had to help them. Determined to restore the spirit of the woods' voice, Eliza set out to find a way to break the curse. She knew she wouldn't be alone. The Book of Whispers glowed faintly in her hands, guiding her path. The fate of the whispering woods rested on her shoulders. As Eliza journeyed through the forest, she came across a talking fox named Finn. Finn was clever and quick-witted, with a mischievous glint in his eyes. He told Eliza that he knew the secret to restoring the spirit of the wood's voice. Apparently, the spirit had lost his voice because he had lost his most prized possession. It was a magical song, a melody so beautiful that it held the very essence of the woods. The song had been stolen by a mischievous imp named Thistlethorn, who lived in a distant part of the forest. Thistlethorn was known for his love of tricks and his tendency to hoard beautiful things. Finn warned Eliza that getting the song back from Thistlethorn would be no easy feat. The imp was cunning and had a knack for setting traps, but Eliza was determined to help. She promised Finn that she would do whatever it took to retrieve the song and restore the spirit of the wood's voice. Finn led Eliza through hidden paths and secret glades. They encountered many obstacles along the way. They had to outsmart talking trees, navigate a maze of whispering reeds, and cross a river of sparkling but forgetful water. Through it all, Eliza never gave up. She used her wits, her courage, and the guidance of the Book of Whispers to overcome each challenge. Finally, they arrived at Thistlethorn's lair. It was a dark and gloomy cave hidden behind a waterfall. The air crackled with magic and mischief. Eliza could hear Thistlethorn humming a haunting melody from deep within the cave. It was the spirit of the wood's lost song. Armed with her courage and her determination, Eliza stepped into Thistlethorn's lair, ready to face the mischievous imp and reclaim the lost song. Eliza found Thistlethorn surrounded by glittering trinkets and stolen treasures. He was a small creature with pointed ears and a mischievous grin. Thistlethorn was initially reluctant to give up the song. He claimed he'd won it fair and square, but Eliza saw a flicker of sadness in his eyes. She realized that Thistlethorn was not inherently bad. He was just lonely and craved attention. Eliza decided to use her words, not to fight, but to connect with the imp. She told him stories of the outside world, of the beauty she had witnessed in the whispering woods. She spoke of the sadness that had fallen over the forest since the spirit of the woods had lost his voice. Eliza's words touched Thistlethorn's heart. He had never thought about the consequences of his actions. He had only wanted to fill the emptiness in his own heart. Touched by Eliza's compassion, Thistlethorn agreed to return the song. Eliza returned the song to the spirit of the woods, a majestic stag with eyes that shimmered like moonlight. As the spirit sang, his voice echoed through the forest, awakening the dormant magic. Color returned to the whispering woods. The creatures rejoiced, their voices raised in a chorus of gratitude. Eliza felt a surge of pride and accomplishment. She had faced her fears, overcome challenges, and saved the whispering woods. With a wave of his antler, the spirit of the woods sent Eliza back to the library. She found herself standing before the shelf where she'd found the Book of Whispers. The library no longer felt abandoned. It buzzed with a newfound energy. The next day, Eliza returned to the library, this time with her friends. She told them of her magical adventure. They laughed and gasped at her tales. As they explored the library together, they discovered that the magic had returned. The books whispered secrets and the air crackled with possibility. Eliza knew that her adventure had changed her forever. She had discovered the power of courage, the importance of kindness, and the magic that lies within every book. From that day forward, the old library was no longer abandoned. It became a place of wonder and imagination for Eliza and her friends. They knew that as long as they kept the spirit of adventure alive in their hearts, the magic of the Whispering Woods would always be with them.